Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to make an interactive page add-on. So what it is, it's going to be an interactive page, but we're not going to place it into a journal. It's just going to be something that when we're ready to put it in something, we can just glue it down. So it's going to be a freestanding piece and then we can glue it into our journal. So I'm going to use leftover things that I have because we all have lots of leftover stuff, right? So I have some old book page, I have some old National Geographic pages, and then I just have a little bit of scrapbook paper. Now this was something I used from a different project. This is a full sheet that I'm going to cut off of. So part of it is like scraps, part of it is new things. You do you, whatever you have laying around, whatever you want to use, that's what you're going to use for this project. So it's real simple. You're going to take two book pages, and I'm going to take the first book page. This is just, let's see, it's a smaller book. I mean, it's not terribly small, but about 8.5 by 5.5. So like your average size book page. You can use whatever size you want. Whatever size is going to work in the types of journals and things that you normally use and make is what you're going to probably use. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it in half like this. Easy peasy, right? So far. Now, I'm going to take my circle punch and I'm just going to make like a thumb hold here because we're going to end up making this into a pocket eventually once we glue it to our paper. Okay, now I'm going to take my next sheet and I'm going to use the part. So, okay, this is what you have to decide. Are you going to fold your page this way across your paper, or are you going to fold your paper this way across your paper? Now I'm upside down. So you have to decide, are you going to work on this side or are you going to work on this side? And right now it doesn't matter because, again, we're not putting it on anything. But you might want to think about that. Like, if you're going to make a bunch of these, do I want to make some this way and some this way? Do I want to make them all from this side? Because what you're going to do when it's done is, okay, so like, let's say this is my journal. I'm going to glue it on this side over here. So I would glue it to the edge. Here would be my pocket. So if I want it on this side, I have to glue it on this page, and here's my pocket. So you just have to decide which orientation you want to go with. Okay? And for me, I'm just going to go this way. So I'm going to have my paper fold to the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to use this scraggly edge that I took from the book. And I'm just going to fold it to make like a little hinge. Now I'm only folding probably about half, 3/4 of an inch, about half an inch. So I didn't measure it. You don't need to measure it unless you really want to. And as long as you line it up with the edges here and they're pretty much on point, it's going to be pretty much straight. So don't worry too much about it. So now what we're going to do is ink everything before we glue. Before we glue down is the easiest because then you're going to have hard to reach spots that your ink is not going to be able to get to. So I'm going to ink first and then I'll come back and show you what's next. All right, done and inked. So next thing we're going to do is our little flap that we made. We're going to glue this. If you open your page up, we're going to glue this right here against the edge. Okay? This project is really good if you have just like extra book pages that you need to use up because it doesn't really matter what the book says. Depending on how much you decorate it is how much you're going to see the book page. So if you go full on decorating it all the way, you're not going to see any of it. If you just decorate it a little bit, you'll see some of it. You can also use plain writing paper or plain copy paper as your flap. That way, you know, you have a plain blank sheet and you don't have to worry about having any writing. So it's kind of up to you with what you want. And the cool thing about using like magazines and stuff is there's always cool articles. There's always different advertising pieces that lend itself really well to like junk journaling and stuff. So that's why having like a whole bunch of different magazines and stuff is a really cool idea. So I have like a whole bunch. I went to a yard sale. It was quite a few years ago, I think. Went to a yard sale. It was like the very last day, and the people, it was like an estate sale, like their parent has passed away or something. And in the basement, they had a whole bunch of National Geographic books. And it was like when I was very first getting into like buying a lot of things for junk journaling, like had scrapbook stuff, because you know I've been scrapbooking forever. But like buying books to tear apart and things to decorate with, like I was very new. And I told my husband, I was like, "Ooh, I wonder how much they want for those. I would love to get a couple of them," because they had all different ones. They had like the 50s and the 60s, and they had like the newer ones, like not new, I would say like early 2000s-ish. They had all those, and it was just like so cool. I'm like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. So of course, you know, he was like, well, just go ask him. I don't know. And I did. And the woman was like, well, if you want them, you can have them, because we need to get them out of our basement. And nobody has asked about them at all. So I'm like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, I can just have them? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. We'll even help you carry them out of the basement. Now, there was boxes and boxes, and they were bundled together in like the little parcels. So many. Oh my gosh, it filled 3/4 of our minivan up. Like, it was crazy. And my husband, the whole time, he's like rolling his eyes, like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do with all these books? So I've used quite a lot of them. I've done different projects on my channel that use like magazine pages and stuff like that. And I've cut pieces and parts apart to like make things, but I still have so many. So I'm trying to like work through them and use different things out of them. But yeah, so, you know, if you're interested, if any of you would be interested in like bundles of old articles, a magazine, what do you call them, advertisements and stuff, like let me know in the comments, because I could totally make bundles up and put them on my Ko-fi site. Different like different themed ones, or just like random pieces and pictures and all that stuff. So yeah, let me know for sure, and I can definitely do that. I have tons and tons and tons. I'm not even kidding you, like a whole bunch. Yeah, so let me know. But okay, so I glued that down, and then I glued this shut. Okay, so now I have like a page and like a little half page, right? So now we're gonna decorate. It's really that easy. It's like super simple. So I have my paper and I have my things. Now I think what I want to do is, I was kind of looking as I was taking things out. This 1D piece here, I think I want to keep it together, and I think I want to put it like on the front and maybe make it into a pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out for here. And then I think these stamps, I think they're super cool. So I think I want to cut them out and like do a staggered effect up here. The first one that I made, that's kind of what I did. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those out, and I'll find something for this. I'm going to cut everything out and I'll come right back. All right, so everything is inked. Now we're going to go ahead and start assembling our project. So my recommendation to you is, if you don't have a pair of scissors like this, they're just the Fiskars paper edgers. Like, these are little kid scissors. If you don't have a pair of scissors like this, get one, because they're amazing for cutting out stamps. I mean, like, look how much more realistic that looks compared to if I were to just cut it or tear it. Like, it just looks so good. So I have all my pieces here, and I know there is going to be more than what I can fit on here, but I have a plan. So I'm going to start at the bottom and go right in the center. And I just want to stagger these up. So I'm going to spread them out a little bit more because I want to make for sure that I don't cut any of these off because these are so cool. So I'm just going to do that. Now, that to me looks really cute, but a little plain. So what I did is I cut a piece of my scrapbook paper, and I'm going to use it almost like I would use ribbon, okay? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this right down the center. You can use ribbon if you want to. I just really wanted this red, and it kind of almost looked like birds flying. So that's why I chose to use this instead of ribbon. Now the other one that I used like burlap ribbon, and it turned out super cute. But it's the same concept. If you don't have ribbon, use paper scraps. If you don't have paper scraps, use ribbon. If you don't have either and you have fabric, use some fabric. Okay, so right down the center, just like that. Now I'm going to take my bird stamps, and I'm just going to stagger them just like I had them. And I'm going to go right up the middle of that ribbon. Oops, I think this one was next. Not that it really matters. So there's that. Cute. I really like it. Looks good. Okay, so now we have these 3 leftover pieces, and I don't want them to go to waste because, hello, they're just too cute for that. So my thought was, I made a belly band. Now I cut a piece from the book that shows all the puffins sitting on the side of the cliff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make little pockets on the top of this, or like this is going to be pockets, mini pockets, and then this one's going to be a belly band. So I want to go ahead and do my pockets first. So I'm going to do 3, I think. And I'm obviously just going to eyeball it. Something like that. And then of course you got to do your ends and the back. I probably could get 4, but I'll just do 3. And I definitely didn't even them very well, but it'll be okay. So, just like that. And I feel like this is probably not straight. I feel like this side is wider than the rest of, because it just looks not quite the same size. Let's see. Let me try and just cut this down a little bit, because that's going to bug me. It's not terrible, but it's not the best either. Okay. So now that I have my pockets, now I can go ahead and do my belly band. So I just want a little bit on the top and a little bit of bottom. Like that. And then since we were talking about the postage stamp, I cut this picture while I was cutting everything else out. I cut this picture. This is like them sending letters across the sea, and here's all the stamps. So I kept that one, and I'm just going to fold it and stick it under this belly band. Very simple. And of course you can decorate it as much or as little as you want. But if you watch me for any amount of time, you know I don't overly decorate things. It's just not where it's at for me. Like if I'm doing it for myself and I know what I want, but I like to leave it less decorated for anybody who is going to receive this, because then you can still add your personal touches to it. It's not just like, oh, it's so decorated, there's nowhere to put anything and I can't actually, you know, do anything. So I'm going to leave that like that. Now I'm going to move on to the front. Okay, so remember I told you I cut this page out, or this little picture, map, whatever. And I think I'm going to go back in with some more of this. Do I want to? No, not the red paper, because I had a different idea. Hold on. Yep. That's what I want to do. Okay. I'm going to layer this. So it's going to go kind of like this. All right, let me just ink real quick because I forgot to do that. Okay, done. Now we're going to layer this like this. And you can create a pocket if you want to. You can leave this open. I'm not. I'm just going to glue everything down because we have a couple pockets already. I don't want to make it so pocket heavy that it's going to have a hard time flipping or a chance of ripping because there's so much stuff in it. So glue that. And then I'm going to glue this one. Okay. And then over top of this, I have this little offcut. And then I have this piece here that says Lundy Sentinel of Bristol Channel. And I'm going to use that. I cut this off of one of the pages that I cut apart. Sometimes if you're working with things and you're not sure, like, kind of looks interesting, but I don't know if I'm going to use it, just cut it out and set it aside. Or you don't even have to cut it out fully. Just, you know, cut around it to a smaller part and set it off to the side, because you never know when you just need something little. Like, I mean, obviously that's not very big. So if I were just to glue it on the paper, it'd probably get lost. But by backing it with some of this red paper that makes like a pop, it's not going to get lost. And yes, it says Lundy right there. It doesn't matter. You're kind of saying like what you're looking at, or, you know, where this is located or something. My dog just started barking. If you can hear her, I do apologize. We still have stuff coming from Prime Day. It's been coming like a little long, you know. You can't get everything at once. So that's probably what she's barking at, is the Amazon driver. I don't know. What did you guys think of Prime Day? I was kind of disappointed, if I'm being honest. I didn't think they had a ton of stuff. Like, I mean, obviously they had a ton of stuff on sale. Everything that I kind of like was waiting to see if they put on sale, like 3/4 of it wasn't. I don't know if it was tailored to like specific things that I just wasn't looking for, or what it was, because I was hoping to find crafting stuff, and I was hoping to find stuff for work, and I found a couple things for work. I found some crafting things, but not junk journal crafting things. And I found a desk, which, I mean, the desk was decent, so I can set it up upstairs and I don't have to come down to the basement every time I want to craft, which is nice. But I don't know. What did you guys find? Did you find good stuff? What you were looking for? Were you kind of like me and kind of disappointed a little bit? Let me know. The other crafting things that I did get, though, were beads and keychain things to make keychains and what do you call it? Journal charms. So I thought that was kind of fun. I mean, I guess it has to do a little bit with junk journaling, but not overly. I found a video on Facebook. It was just one of the reels. It was like random. I'd never seen it before, nor the person. And they were making it. And I'm like, well, that's cool. So then, of course, like, it's all I saw after that. Ooh, that was like a lot of glue. All right. So this part, I think, pops off the page a little bit more because I inked it and it's not amongst all the wording. So the wording is off to the side and I put this one here. So that's why I think that one makes sense. But yeah, I mean, that's it. It's very simple. And we have something in there. Now, obviously, you can add more if you want to. Remember, when we glue it down, we're going to glue it on the 3 sides, so this becomes a pocket. And then we left this without a pocket. Now, what I do want to do is I recently found my little bling charms. I'm so excited because I lost them for a while. I really lose them. They were on my like underneath my desk in a box, so they were organized. I just couldn't remember where I put them. So technically they weren't lost, I guess. I don't know. Would you call that lost? Lost in plain sight might be a good word for it. Okay. And these are sticky, but I don't always trust how sticky they're going to stay. So I always add some Fabri-Tac to it. I'm sure the art glitter would be fine, but that was a lot apparently. Okay, just like that. I think the bling adds a little extra. All right, so there's our interactive. So this makes it interactive. Our interactive pocket, because this is going to be a pocket. We have a pocket and a couple, well, we have a belly band and a couple little pockets. Our interactive flip page. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it at least. If you're interested in possible bundles that I talked about from those National Geographic magazines, please let me know. And if you really want to see something, like you want to know how to make something or my take on something, let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking for different ideas to do. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That way you stay in the know and stay updated on the videos that I post. And until next time, guys, see ya.